speaking of karaoke that she was doing, we have the karaoke king of I Can See Your Voice. Have you guys heard of that show? It's a show on TV. So we've got a TV star. We have a TV star coming up next. Everybody make some noise right now for your featured comedian and his debut here at Zanies, Erick Esteban! Pew, 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 pew. Do, 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 do. He's also my co-producer for the night. Look at us.
Yo, give it up one more time for Jackie. She hooked this all up, and give her a round of, because Jackie, you made history tonight. For real. I know that everybody's been saying it, but I have to I'm gonna make a big deal out of this shit because I've waited almost 20 years to step on this stage. And I'm gonna temper my fucking shit because I might start crying in front of y'all. I don't want to start crying. No, but I used to do Second City at BizCo, and I would do the writers' meeting every Wednesday. And on my break, I'd get a Starbucks coffee, and I'd come and I'd walk past Zanies, and I'd look at the marquee, and I'd be like, one day. One day. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bitch, I'm here! Yo, man, I'm so, thank you guys, and thank all my friends, all my Chicago friends, all my Taft Eagle people, everybody. I mean, this is such a wonderful homecoming, and I get to open up for JR, and I'm on an all-Filipino lineup at Zanies. This is some crazy shit. I really love this. I mean, because when I was coming up as an actor in Chicago, I was never even Filipino. They called my ass Miscellaneous Brown. I played Latino. I had cornrows. I played a black dude. No, I'm for real. I'm serious. Because when I was starting out in acting, it was like if you brown or black or any person of color, you were urban. That's what you did. You was urban. Because when we grew up, we didn't see people that looked like us on TV, right? Until I saw Bruce Lee. I saw Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon, right? That opening scene. Homie said, "Don't concentrate on the finger, you will miss all the heavenly glory." Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I saw that shit, my dick was hard as a rock. Hard as a rock. No, I'm not gay, but Bruce Lee does it for me. He's a masculine dude, you know? He's a masculine dude. But then I watched a movie called The Last Dragon, Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. I know everybody in Chicago seen that shit. Like, who's the master? I knew it, Chicago. I wore my karate uniform to the Last Dragon movie, okay? And then at the end of the movie, in the finale, little Ernie Reyes Jr. jumped off the stage with a double kick, and I was like, oh shit, that bitch looked like me. And then I found out that he was Filipino. And they didn't have Google back then. This was still like the 80s. So from that day on, Ernie Reyes Jr. was my cousin. And then as I got older, and Ernie Reyes did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, and he took his mask off, and he got older, right? But with white girls in Chicago, they just brown faced. It was like, are you Ernie Reyes Jr.? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm wondering if whether one of these ladies that I told was Ernie Reyes Jr. Like, motherfucker, you ain't Ernie Reyes Jr. Coming in here to might yell at me after the show. No, but I saw Ernie Reyes, and I'm like, man, maybe I could do this. But it wasn't enough, it was just this one kid, and then he was on Sidekicks, and I followed his career. But then I saw a movie called The Rock when I was younger, when I was like 15. And in the movie The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, they released Sean Connery from prison, right? And then he's in a beautiful hotel in San Francisco, surrounded by FBI agents. And he gets a nice haircut, nice suit, nice lunch. Then he beats up all the FBI agents, runs down through the hotel, and runs through the hotel kitchen. And then there's a fat Filipino with a bunch of pots and pans. And Sean Connery bumps into that fat Filipino, and then that fat Filipino says exactly this. He says, "Hoy, putangin mo, hayop ka!" That's the way, hold on, rewind that shit. Hoy, mo, hayop ka! That motherfucker just called Sean Connery a son of a bitch. And I knew what he said! Representation matters, y'all. Representation matters. But that wasn't the impetus, the Erick, go follow your dreams. That was in a movie called Return of the Jedi. Now, in Return of the Jedi, when the rebel forces land on the moon of Endor, and Luke and Leia are separated, so Han and Chewbacca and C-3PO and R2-D2, they're all looking through the forest, but then they get caught up in a trap, in a big net, and then R2-D2 buzzes them down, and they all fall to the forest floor. And when they come up from the bushes, they're all surrounded by Ewoks. And then they cut to 2 specific Ewoks. And the 2 Ewoks say exactly this. They say, "Huy, puno daw to." And then the other one says, "Ah, maganda." Now in Tagalog, in Filipino, that means our net is full. That's beautiful. That's right, motherfuckers. Ewoks are Filipino. Ewoks are Filipino. And when I saw that shit, I'm like, I'm gonna be in one of these movies. I'm gonna be in one of these movies. And if everybody in the Star Wars movies got an accent, right? The white folks got a British accent. The aliens have some type of accent. I'm gonna play a Filipino Jedi with a Filipino accent. I'm gonna play it like this. I'm gonna say, "Hoy! That is not the droid you're looking for. May the Force be with all of you. And Manny Pacquiao is still the best." That's right, botang ina. No, I would play Filipino Jedi just like my Filipino uncle, Tito Chito. Because he's my hero, dude. Like, he's 55 years old, newly divorced. Homie's killing it on Tinder. For real, he was like, we went to a fancy lunch. He wanted to go to a fancy lunch. He said, "Erick, let's go to Panda Express." I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm ordering at Panda Express. I'm like, yeah, I'll have a for here plate. Oi, for here plate? You don't ever get a for here plate at Panda Express. You always get that to go because you get more. That's Tito Chito wisdom, right? Those are little nuggets of wisdom that he always gives me. So we're sitting at the table, right? We're sitting at the table, and he's like, Erick, you know I'm divorced your tita, so do you know about this Tinder? It's a app. It's an app on the phone. It's an app. You know about those apps? So there's girls there. There's pictures. And if it's a good one, you right swipe it. But if it's an ugly one, left swipe it. But here's the key, okay? Oh, here's the key. If she right swipe you, and you right swipe her, pussy. Pussy. You know, when I was born in the Philippines, so I only had Filipina ladies. But now with Tinder, it's like Skittles. I can taste the rainbow. You know? One day I have a white lady. The other day I have a Latina lady. But last night I went out with Keisha. She told me to call her Chocolate. Oh, Tito Chito, that's not really politically correct. She's African American, right? You should call her African American. You know, I'm not politically correct. But she told me to call her Chocolate. I'm going to call her Chocolate. Excuse me. Besides chocolate, it's delicious. What's wrong with being called chocolate? I will not kiss and tell, okay? I will not kiss and tell. But I'm gonna tell you. Wakanda forever. Oh, man. No, it's so good to be back in Chicago, though. It really is. It's so good to be back in Chicago. Chris talked about how, you know, cops, the racist cops in Chicago. Well, I grew up with those cops. But my relationship with cops is very complicated. I'll kind of explain. So the first time I got stopped by cops, I was in a car with my 3 white friends. I'll only share their names. I hope they're not an audience. But I'll only share their names to accentuate their whiteness. Okay? The driver was Sean Finnegan. The passenger was Paul Persinski. And the girl that I was sitting next to trying to talk to was Megan O'Malley. So they was white. Right? And the cop pulls us over in the alley, pulls up behind us, and the cop goes to the driver's side, and he goes, "Let me see your license and registration." Sean pulls it out, and he goes, "Hi, my dad's in precinct 13. Oh, okay, no problem. Shines the flashlight right in my face and says, "You get out of the car." And I was like, what you get out of the car. And I was like, okay, all right. So I got out of the car. And I was scared as hell, of course. It's the first time I was ever stopped by cops. He said, "Put your hands on the hood." So I put my hands on the hood. And I'm scared now because I'm 15 years old. I'm around 15, 16 years old. My testicle region has never been touched by anyone besides myself. Okay? So I'm scared that this big, burly, fat, white cop is gonna feel on my nuts looking for a gun. I'm scared. But just as my fears were, you know, at their peak, homie does a number like this to the back of the car. And a beautiful, blonde, young cop trainee, I'm guessing, comes out the car. And as she walks out the car, it's like she's walking slow-mo. And her hair's blowing in the wind. And I swear to God, I heard this song. Wheel, 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 wheel. I got stopped by a lady cop. So, I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous because I'm like, golly. Now I'm nervous because I'm like, I hope I don't get aroused. And she starts on my left ankle. And she's rubbing, feeling my calf. I'm like, oh my God, that feels good. I like that. I kind of like that. And I'm feeling, and she's feeling my thighs and shit. I'm like, oh my God. And nobody ever felt the back of you. Guys, ask your lady tonight to massage the back of your thigh. God damn, that shit make your dick hard right quick. Oh my God. But as she's rubbing my thighs, she starts doing some shit like this, right? And she starts rubbing it like she's looking for it. And I'm like, damn it. God, I'm Asian. Fuck. Anyway. It's like I said, my relationship with cops is complicated, okay? For real. No, but I always wear Jordans whenever I do comedy. Because I'm always repping Chicago. I straight up always rep Chicago. Every single time I do comedy, I always wear Jordans because Michael Jordan's my hero. I mean, probably everybody in this room, Michael Jordan's his hero. I grew up in the 90s. You know, watched the championships. I got to party with Dennis Rodman at Crowbar. I mean, like, there was some crazy shit. And also, not to mention that there is not a sneaker that I ever worn or bought that makes my penis feel bigger. Now I said feel bigger. It's still small as fuck. But it feels bigger when I wear my Jordans. And I'll tell you why. So, like I told you, during the 90s, you could party and you'd go to the clubs in Chicago and the Bulls would be there. I mean, they'd be right there. You could see them. I shook Dennis Rodman's hand. It was like, engulfed my whole hand, right? But one night, I'm in Excalibur. Remember Excalibur? Oh, man. And they had them big-ass round tables at Excalibur, right? And Michael Jordan's sitting center of one of them big-ass round tables. surrounded by beautiful women. Beautiful women in the 90s, so all their hair was like big ass hair. And I locked eyes with him. I got to lock eyes with Michael Jordan, and he just kind of was locked eyes with me. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I should go say hi. He wants to lock eyes with me. But just as I was about to walk over to him, one of those big-haired hairdos went right into his lap. Yes, that's right. I saw Michael Jordan get his dick sucked at Excalibur. But the reason why Michael Jordan is my hero, okay, and why he will always be my hero, and why I will always wear Jordans and always rep Chicago on any stage that I do, is that motherfucker didn't break eye contact with me the whole time. The whole time. Thank you very much, guys. I've been Erick Esteban.
Man, Michael Jordan. He's the GOAT. He's the real GOAT. Wow. Erick Esteban, everybody. Yeah, give it up. That's Chicago's very own. Okay.